Hi, welcome to LaunchLeft Podcast. I'm your host, Rain Phoenix. We are down at Licorice Pizza in Studio City, California, where you can do all your favorite record shopping. So come down sometime. Today's very special guests are Diane Warren launching Mergui. Don't forget, rate and subscribe. Follow us on all socials at LaunchLeft.
Do I have to watch my language?
No.
Oh, good.
Please curse.
Fuck yeah. Come on. I could be me. I couldn't last time.
Yeah.
Thing I did. They said no shits and fucks. What about a cunt or two? Well, none of that either. All right.
I think this is a great way to start the podcast.
Yeah,
Let's just get it out.
That's it.
Shit.
Get all the shits, fucks, and cunts right out there.
It's so nice to finally meet you,
Yeah,
like in this
great
kind of
meeting you.
setting too, where we can talk about music and art and how transformative it is. And the choices that you made to be an artist like you are today. One of the things I did by doing a cursory deep dive last night is realize that songs that you wrote throughout my childhood were my guilty pleasure pop songs. No, they were my guilty pleasure. I was like, she wrote that one and that one and that one. Like, and I was singing them all. I broke down singing the Celine Dion one because I read something about that you wrote that for your dad.
Yeah. That was my way of thinking.
Immediately made me cry, just think of it. And I was literally at home on my computer, like singing to the beat of the rhythm of the night. I love that song as a kid. I used to dance
40-year
to
anniversary.
It. Oh my God.
And I wrote it when I was and I'm only 39. I wrote it before I was born.
Oh, wow.
A very special talent.
Anyway, I was like, wow, major influence on my love of pop music, which is not common for me. I mostly am more into indie and experimental and
oh wow, I'm happy to represent for pop.
So for pop reasons, I was like, wow, I really like Diane's songs.
Nice, I love it. I love it.
And I guess one of the burning questions I have is, how did you kind of discover that was what was you really want to do? That was what you...
I just wanted to do it. Sounds like about 8 or 9 when I saw, when they had these things called records. Well, we're at Licorice Pizza, so this was a record. They actually sold singles and things called albums, kids. And there were, back in the day, when you could actually see the credits of people without having to go a deep dive on the internet to find out who wrote it.
Exactly.
You could actually see in the parentheses the names of the songwriters. And I would look all the time, and I wanted to be there. And it's weird because that was before I even knew I could do it. So maybe I was psychic or psychotic or both. I don't know. I just
manifested.
Yeah, manifested. I believe in that too.
Yeah.
You manifest it. But it's hard work, and you could have talent, and if you don't do the work, it doesn't mean anything. And you could do the work if you don't have talent, it doesn't mean anything. So
yeah, you seem to have persevered against, I'm sure there were plenty of odds. I mean, you grew up during the 70s, 80s, 90s, coming of age. I mean, that was a strange time for women.
I grew up right here. I grew up in the Valley.
Yeah, I saw that. I love it. It's like not a great time for women in music, especially women with like power, the power of writing a song. I imagine it wasn't that common.
I don't know. I never got the memo that I couldn't do something because I'm a woman. So it just never occurred to me.
Yeah,
to be honest. So, and there were women songs. I mean, Carole King.
I know.
That's
she's one of my favorites.
Well, I remember seeing Carole King, Goff and King, on a little record, in the writing credits.
Right.
It was up on the roof, and I remember looking at that. And so my reference and influence with Carole King goes back to the Brill Building more than even Tapestry, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and you had a supportive family, like you?
Not well. My dad was supportive, and would take me to publishers. I was a little arrogant little asshole 15-year-old, and my mom didn't get it. My mom was like, "How are you going to make a living? You're going to be sitting on the corner with a guitar and a cup, And honestly, like, what are the chances? I'm from Van Nuys. My dad sold insurance, so it wasn't. I know. The reality is I'm 1 in a million to make it this successfully on my own. I mean,
yeah,
and so I never lose sight of that. So whenever I see somebody like on the street playing, I mean, I'm like, that could have been me, but you work hard, you work at your talent, and then you get a little luck in there somehow, and
Yeah, I mean, I'm having this visual of your dad driving you around as a teenager, going to just what? He didn't know which publishers were what, right? Just
no, but
random?
I'd look everything up. I was like,
okay.
I had I made him get me a subscription to Billboard, and I was like 14 or 15.
I love that.
I would look to see who everybody was, and I just, I was kind of a little arrogant little hustler, you know. I kind of still am. I'm not arrogant, but I believe in what I do, you know.
It does. I think it takes that kind of confidence to get somewhere too. Like, you know, you have to fake it till you make it.
Your own believer, because nobody else is doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. Do you remember the exact album that woke your mind up to music or a song that you heard as a child?
The Beatles. I remember the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. I remember literally going down the street to Thrifty drugstore and making my mom buy me Meet the Beatles.
Wow. Okay.
And that was the first album I ever bought. And that's where, I mean, I remember being very aware of music though, when I was even before that, but that was the first galvanizing moment. And then a few years ago, I got so lucky. I did a song for Ringo Starr called Here's to the Nights. And I said, let's get your old friends and some new friends to sing on it. And all I kept thinking in my mind, how fucking cool if Paul McCartney jumped on it. And he did. He was the first person Ringo went to. Oh my. So I have Paul McCartney, I have the two living Beatles singing my song. You know, there's some other great guests. There's Sheryl Crow, Chris Stapleton, Lenny Kravitz, a bunch of cool people on there. But the only thing I saw was I have two Beatles on my song.
Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful.
That's a cool full circle.
A plethora of incredible artists who have sung your songs.
Yeah.
Do you have close relationships with them, or is it kind of like a distance with the songwriter and the artist?
I mean, I don't have super close relationships with a lot of artists. You know, I mean, some I'm in the studio with, and you know, I give them a song, and some people are my friends.
Right.
So they probably don't want to hang out with me. You know,
right. Do you mostly hang out with music? Is that your best friend, would you say?
Yeah. It is definitely my best friend. And when I leave here, I'm getting right back to work.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I didn't get much of a chance to get much work done today. And I'm kind of a workaholic with this, so.
I love that. That's so wild. I was having a conversation before this with some of the people here, and we were talking about the difference between the artists who have this sort of multi-platform way of doing things where they can't help but bounce around versus the ones who are very specifically passionate
I stay in
about
my
one
lane.
thing. Yeah, and I know both kinds.
I know I'm useless at literally everything else, so it's not like I have a choice. You know, I mean, I'm good at one thing, and I do it a lot. So,
well, it's such an honor to get to speak to you and spend a little bit of time with you.
Great to meet you in person. We're both animal people.
Exactly. I was just going to say, one of the things that I also really admire is your animal advocacy and the work you do for animals. It's just incredible.
You have to come visit my rescue ranch sometime.
Oh my God, I'd love to.
You know, thank God it was okay in the fires because it's in Malibu, but
yeah. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but this all just happened very recently, these fires, and I think you lost.
Yeah, I had a beautiful beach house that, you know, sadly, yeah. Could have been worse. It could have been the ranch. But it's sad, you know, it's sad a lot of people going through this, you know, right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I know. Well, that's wonderful. So you didn't have to evacuate the animals or anything.
No, they were ready to, though. Wow. But, you know, they didn't have to, so, yeah.
Do you spend a lot of time at the ranch? Or?
No, I don't. I know. I go there on Sundays sometimes, you know. I'm always kind of working and, you know. But I like to go out there. I haven't been there for, you know, the roads were closed, and I still haven't seen what's left of my beach house.
Wow.
It's not much.
Ugh. Well, how would you say you sustain a career? It's one thing to, like, become successful, have a, you know, huge hit or two or three, as opposed to, like, this is your 16th Oscar nomination.
Isn't that crazy?
Bananas.
I know. It's like my 8th in a row. It's number 16. The Journey from the 688. I don't know. I'm really. I think this is maybe one of my best songs I ever wrote. I know I say that, but I really mean it. I've never said that before. No, but it is. It's a really great song, and I'm excited. And the Oscars are 3 weeks from Sunday, even though they're not going to be performing the songs on there.
I heard about that.
Go figure. I don't know.
Strange new thing they chose to do is remove the Oscar-nominated songs from being performed live.
That's kind of the highlight of the show, but okay, I'm not in control here, but you know, kind of does a disservice to the audience, not to mention the nominees, but I'm grateful to be, you know, nominated, and hope they play part of it again.
For the 16th time.
For the 16th time. Sweet 16.
Yeah, there you go.
You know?
Let us
I haven't been 16 for a while, and I think I don't know if I've ever been sweet. So,
well, that's so cool. So how do you think that, how would you say then, as you're cresting your 16th nomination, that sustainability piece about, is it hard work?
No, I work really hard. It's staying current. It's just always, refining your craft. I feel like I learn something with every song I write. So I just love doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Any advice for young songwriters?
Work hard. That's what did it for me. Work hard, and have some thick skin because you're going to need it,
And I know I saw something said that you're not like much of a collaborator in terms of songwriting.
It's so weird that I write songs by myself. It's weird that it's weird, but it is weird right now because
a lot of people.
We live in a time when it's like writing by committee, and I'm not good at committees. I'm a committee of one.
Right.
So that's what I do.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, I think knowing what you do and being confident with that.
That's not to say I wouldn't write with somebody. I mean, I have co-written with people. It's just my best songs are definitely the ones I write.
I was thinking of that song, Even When I Dream of You.
Oh, you could sing, Rain.
Yeah, I'm a singer.
Yeah, shit.
I'm a singer.
Wow.
I write songs too.
Wow,
probably
okay.
Not pop songs, but
it's all right. You don't write pop songs.
Yeah,
write the songs
you can find me out there. You can.
I gotta check you out. Okay.
Yeah. But I was thinking that was the 90s, and I was probably 20.
Wow.
And
98.
I remember that being so anthemic, that song. And I knew, Liv at the time, who was Steven's daughter, and was in that film.
Yeah.
So that brought back all these memories. It was really funny.
I think that's because I know they didn't ever do anybody else's, like an outside song or anything. So I think the fact that Liv was in that movie, I think that's probably why Steven Tyler ended up doing that song.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was great, though. His singing, his chops
my God.
on that
That's
song.
a classic record, an all-time classic.
Oh my gosh.
His vocal.
Yeah.
I was saying like sitting with we were talking about the journey, sitting with her, with Gabby, was kind of almost the same experience. I was sat at a piano teaching the song to Steven and hearing him sing it next to me. The same thing with the journey with Gabby, Wow. And what nomination was that? Like number 5? Wait, hold on. It was 98? That might have been my 5th Wait, hold on. Wait. Nothing will stop us now because you loved me. How do I live? No, that was my 4th nomination. Wow. And I'm on 16. That was 12 nominations ago.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that weird?
It's so wild.
It's so weird.
So wild.
I am the biggest loser in the Oscars right now.
You have an honorary Oscar, I heard.
I have the honorary, but that's and it's great because that's the hardest one to get, And they've never given it to a songwriter.
Wow.
I still want to win.
Yeah. Well, this is the year.
Come on.
Roll the die.
I'm trying.
Let's go. I think that we now could potentially bring your wonderful friend, and I think you wrote a song for him.
I did. A couple of songs. Merguy's awesome.
This podcast and have a conversation with him. See?
And I love it too.
This is how it should be. I feel like, can I just be a fly on the wall and let you, Diane
I want to be a fly on the wall when she
chat
writes
with
songs.
Mergui. Yeah,
she
let's
wants
just
to chat.
You guys just talk about your song "Criminal."
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'm sure you're giving him great advice on just music in general. So,
well, my advice would just be keep doing my songs. No, well, I'm kind of joking, but
I'll take that advice.
And I'm kind of not joking.
Welcome to the show, Mergui.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. You guys wrote "Criminal" together. Is that right?
I wrote "Criminal."
And she wrote "Criminal," and then we took it and produced it. And recorded it.
Sang the shit out of it. Produced the shit out of it.
You produced it too.
Along with some friends and great artists and producers and writers. But it's just it's very hard to mess it up. It's written so well.
It's easy. It's easy to. I've had my songs messed up before, and fucked up in the production or the wrong melodies or. But you know what? When I heard it, I was like, "Fuck, this is so great." I still feel that way. I think it's a hit record. We have to do everything we can to get it there.
Yeah.
That's so cool. How did you guys meet?
We first met at that.
I think it's some events, right?
Yeah. Was it the one they had the piece
I think we
thing?
met. CCFP.
Yeah, so I met you there.
Yeah. And then also, I think I saw you at like Cicconi's once.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Whatever.
I remember the one time.
Few events, few situations.
We kind of get around.
But I was really hoping to get in the studio with you.
And I was excited to do
and when it happened, it was like just magic. I remember you played me a few songs and every time I was like, it's very hard for me because I'm such a perfectionist in what I do, and I'm an overthinker, and I'm like, I need everything to be something that I really, really feel. And it was very unique and surprising to me that she just played me the songs, and I felt them immediately. It was like something that I didn't expect to feel.
That's nice.
That is
So
really nice.
yeah, I was like, yeah, that's it. Okay, please let me have it. Yeah.
I have this sense sometimes of knowing what's right sometimes for an artist, you know, Gwen Stefani was calling me the song whisperer because I worked with her because I found the right song, but you kind of get like sitting with you. I kind of felt like I know what you kind of need, and that's right. And Criminal was the first one. Then there's another really beautiful song too, The Wine in the Moonlight, which I love. So good. But right now we have Criminal out, and it sounds like just a hit record to me. It's one of those kind of timeless. It's up tempo. It's kind of this dance, but it's almost like retro, but it's not retro. It's kind of now, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of things in it.
How do you write songs in such different genres? Vibes and genres?
Because I like to, I get bored if I stay in one genre.
I know how I do stuff, but it's very interesting to me.
Please, I want to.
I just like to be in different, because I do stuff after, like I was in with Angelique Kidjo doing it, and then I did some with Tim, so I'm in the Afrobeat stuff, and then dance stuff, and then country stuff. I just did something with Lady A recently, and so I'm in different worlds. And then with you, like you're just cool pop, just an awesome artist, and I don't know, great. I love great singers. That's what sometimes it has in common. They're really great artists in different genres, and it gets me excited to work with them. I just like writing songs in different genres, and I get bored writing. I mean, I do love writing the big ballads, but I love writing other stuff too.
Do you listen to music?
Yeah. But I can't listen like other people because I'm too analytical. I'm going, well, what do they do in a chord? And I just can't relax.
Right.
So, but if I'm working with, I stay in touch. I stay, current with what's going on, especially as I'm working with a lot of those artists. So, I check out what people are doing, but I don't chase trends.
Right. Yeah, I noticed.
There's a fine line between
yeah. You have to be current, but but a great song's a great song. And it's all how you dress it.
That's how I feel a lot about like the songs that you write.
Yeah,
and that's how I feel about Criminal.
Yeah.
For example, it's just written beautifully.
Thank you.
And that's why I say like it doesn't really matter how we would produce it, because it's just, you could sing it on piano, it would be beautiful,
Yeah, but when you take the right song and you produce it the right way and you sing it great, then it's pretty untouchable. It's is that the word? Not untouchable. Yeah, or and it's, you can't fuck with it. In other words, unfuckable, unfuck it upable. How about that? It's
we should write a song called Unfuckable.
Unfuck it upable. Unfuckable.
You'd have to keep putting the dang asterisk
on
social media every time you try to name your song. Unbeepable,
beepable,
which is labor intensive. But so you wrote that song "Criminal" in your own little workspace alone.
Yeah.
And just felt like Mergui needs to hear this.
Yeah, I think I'd written it right before I met you, like maybe a few weeks before.
I didn't know that. That's
it was pretty new. Both the songs were. And I thought, oh, this would be so cool. Because look how cute he is. Like who doesn't want to hear him sing and look at him?
Thank you.
He's adorable.
Yeah, so that doesn't
Thank you so much. Wow. You're gonna make me blush.
Youth is wasted on you. But you seem to be a hard worker. So
do people still pin up posters on the walls and stuff like we did when we were kids?
I had a Wham poster on my wall.
Wow.
I just said that out loud.
I love George Michael.
I love George Michael so much.
Great talent.
I also liked Andrew Ridgeley.
Oh yeah, he was the cute one, wasn't he?
I thought they both were
well, they were both cute, but Andrew Ridgeley was kind of cuter.
Yeah. I grew up I was like coming
You're an 80s kid.
80s.
It's all right.
So pretty great big hair. It kind of goes with my.
Oh God, look. I don't want to even look. Someone just sent me a picture of what I looked like in the 80s, and it wasn't pretty. It was
neither. My hair was extra frizzy. Puberty.
Remember the shags? You didn't know that.
Yeah, we'll cut all this out.
You weren't born yet.
Why am I here for this?
Yeah, I don't want to know anything about
I did hear that there was a song that you did on your last album that had some kind of Elton John pieces or
Cry.
inspiration,
Yeah.
Cry, and that you had to
Yeah,
sort of ask his permission. And
Right.
what was the outcome to that?
Yeah, it was something that we so first of all, I got in the studio and we had this idea of like taking Yellow Brick Road by Elton John.
Oh yeah.
And like taking the melody of like and interpolating it exactly. But I didn't know if I can use it or not.
Did he let you?
So yeah, I just had the demo and we sent it to him and I was like, what are the odds, But he replied back and he said, what a great voice, what an amazing song. I approve.
Wow. How cool is that?
He just approved.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That must have felt amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's like working in some way or another with your legends. It's the same way that happened to me with her.
Yeah, but
I'm
not one of those, but thanks.
No,
Thanks.
I mean, you're being humble. For me, it's like I always been a fan, and it's just great to actually make something happen. Together.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited too. So,
well,
yay.
Can you share with us how people can find you on the internet and across
everywhere?
Platforms?
Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, anything. It's Mergui. You can see how it's written. It's written a little weird.
Yeah, is it Mergui?
UI, exactly.
Yeah, Mergui, Mergui.
Yeah, it's spelled a little, but it's my name. It's my last name, actually.
What's your first name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan Mergui. Yeah. Okay.
Very
wow.
Cool.
I like Mergui just sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's my last name, yeah. Everybody called me Mergui ever since I remember myself. Like,
oh, wow.
Like school and stuff.
Nice.
So what's next for you?
Just a lot of new songs with Diane Warren.
I like that. Come on. Bring it up. Are you going to tour or anything? Or are you going to?
Yeah. I just came back from a tour with, Forrest Black?
Oh, yeah, I know Forrest Black.
Yeah. So he's a friend now, but he invited me to support him on tour, and I just came back from that. It was so crazy, amazing, and such a meaningful experience, And I played Criminal every show there.
And what's the response?
People loved it.
See?
I did. You know what I did? It didn't come out yet, and so I told them like, I'm gonna play you a new song. You just tell me if I should release it or not. I knew I'm going to release it.
Yeah. I hope they didn't say no.
But everybody came after the show and said, you have to release this song. Nice. It's so good.
That's so cool.
And that's why I say it doesn't matter how you produce it, because I just sang it on piano over there with my friend, and people just loved it. We had like a drum loop.
We should do like an unplugged version.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
We should. Cool. I should play you the show's version.
I'd love to hear that. And get it out there too, because it's cool someone to hear it two ways like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you both for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I hope I wish you both luck as you continue to collaborate in a sense, or Diane write some
Thank you so much.
for you.
I'm down if you're down.
Yeah.
So I'm down if you're down.
I'm down.
We're both down.
Now we know we're all fucking down.
Bye.
LaunchLeft aims to create an intentional space that highlights and empowers all artists for whom radical creativity is not a choice, but a necessity. LaunchLeft begins with music, but its ultimate aim is to launch left-of-center artists in all creative fields.